Hello, guys. I am greeting you all the way from South Africa. I hope you did enjoy our previous conversations and our previous episodes. And as I have promised yesterday, that I will give you, I'm going to bring in the guest on tomorrow's episode on feminism, right? But for today, we won't be doing any feminism topic because that is reserved for tomorrow and Sunday. As we gonna be doing 3 episodes, so that was the first episode and the second episode gonna be published tomorrow on feminism, and then we're gonna publish the last episode on feminism by Sunday. I hope you will enjoy and please stay tuned for more. If you do have any comments, please do comment. Your comment is more valuable than anything in the world. By saying that, I'm saying thank you. So, what are we talking about today? On today's topic, we are going to be talking about, we're going to dive into politics, but we won't dwell too much. Just because, this is not based on politics, and it's just based on the topic related to politics today. So we are not by any means going to the politics side of things. This is not a politics side of things or anything affiliated to such contest or such content, right? It's just important because it does affect communities and individuals like me when corruption is done, right? As you all know, this is a podcast whereby everyone's opinion is more valuable than anything else in the world you can imagine. So with that being said, without further ado, I'm your host, Tabiso Wiseman Zulu, all the way from Durban, South Africa, the beautiful motherland. So let's dive into this. Today's topic is the most anticipated topic ever from the year 2022. It's happened, it never dies. Such news, they never die. So I am very happy to present to you today's topic. As you have guessed it, as it is in fact trending on Twitter right now and on the internet, it's everywhere. The news is everywhere. So please stay tuned and trust me, you will love this one. You will love this one. So, okay, without further ado, let me just, quickly dive into this topic. So the question today is, will President Cyril Ramaphosa resign? That's the question, and that's the topic for the day. So, will the president resign? Should he become or should he be impeached? Well, we don't know, but let's hear what the newspapers are saying on today's topic as it's all trending. You can go to Twitter, known as X, and do your own research on today's topic. Will President Cyril Ramaphosa resign? So it turns out South African president faces calls to resign after court ruling. The ruling could mean that Cyril Ramaphosa will face an impeachment vote in parliament, right? So what are we talking about here? Do you remember the year 2022, the year of the Pala? If you do not know that story, please do go to Google and Google Pala. You will see the scandal is so big that is so impressive. By any means, I'm saying if it was in an Olympic game, the Pala saga would have gained all the medals. I'm talking about the gold medals only. Maybe even a statue of the, you know, the buffalo. Okay, so let's dive into this topic more, because it's so interesting and very unique. So why not dive into this topic more, so the thing is, South African opposition leader Julius Malema, the leader of EFF, has called on President Cyril Ramaphosa to resign after the Constitutional Court ruled that Parliament had violated the Constitution by blocking moves to impeach him in 2022, the year when the Pala saga happened. How can a court, if there's no such thing as corruption in between, be able to block? It's just surprising though. Anyway, as I've said, I'm not into politics or anything of that kind. It's just happened that I have bumped into this, Pala saga, as I have indeed forgotten that such thing had ever happened. But it turns out 2026, the internet never forgets. So let me continue. The judgment follows a legal challenge by Malema's EFF party, and others could result in fresh impeachment proceedings, right? Ramaphosa's office said he respects the judgment. That's a well done job right there. But guess what? We are not fools. We have seen such things many times, and we won't be falling for this trap anymore. This is the same song repeating again and again and again. They're always doing the same thing, right? I'm not against it. I'm not saying anything. It's just that, It's just that such news, they never die. Because you know what? The internet never forgets. So, you may have done, especially Cyril Ramaphosa is a well-known individual, a public figure. Someone who deserves respect, right? I, for myself, and family members, even the relatives of the relatives of the relatives of the relatives, we do respect Cyril Ramaphosa. And in fact, we would like to see Cyril Ramaphosa running for president again. We would like to see his political party running for president again. Right? Why? The answer is simple. His political party is full of scandals, year after year after year. It's never ends. It's just scandal and scandal. Now and again, we just don't care anymore. We just don't care. Even if they do come into power again, we won't care. We don't give a fuck. A middle finger. We don't give a fuck. Anyway, in 2022, an independent panel said Ramaphosa may have a case to answer after burglars stole a whopping 580,000. Right? That's 580, not 1,000, not just 1,000, a mere, just a mere 1,000 or maybe 2 or 5,000. Just imagine the staggering amount. 580, 000 after the comma was stolen, hidden in a sofa from his rural home. The theft led to allegations that he had not accounted for when the cash had came from. Right? Where does the cash come from? Who has the guts of stealing such an amount? That is a. In fact, let me just do this here. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do simple calculations here via Google, right? And see how much was this amount in our currency. And guess what? The Reserve Bank saw nothing, allegedly, they saw nothing wrong with this staggering amount being stolen from where? Not from the safe, not from the bank account, from the sofa. A fucking sofa, man. A fucking expensive sofa. So, it's very, very interesting. Guess what? I have a question. And the question is, what was the response from Cyril Ramaphosa himself, the president, right? So it turns out the president denied wrongdoings. He saw nothing wrong with this ever happening, right? From the fact that a whopping 580,000 USD, that's in American dollars, in American currency, was hidden under his sofa, in his pala. If you don't know this saga, if you may call it, but it took, what is so interesting here is that we all know that Cyril Ramaphosa has been in fact, he has been training for quite some time. He has been training for quite some time. If you do remember the year, what was the year when the year of the Marikana? Do you know or have you heard about the story, the Marikana saga, where thousands of people were gunned down on daylight for doing what? For protesting for better wages. They were just protesting for better wages, right? But the order was given to just shoot them on the spot. Don't let them do anything silly, because this is South Africa anyways. I was just passing through that. If you do not know that I suggest that please do go on Google right now and Google the Marikana saga. That was terrible, by the way. That was terrible. 1,000 lives were lost on a blink of an eye. Quick blink of an eye. People, they were gunned down like mites being stomped by the foot of the giants. If you do not know the movie The Jack of the Giants, right? Please do go there and watch it. Netflix, baby, you're gonna find it. So that you can get a picture of what I mean. What I'm saying, 1,000 of people that were gunned down like they were being stomped up by a big giant. The land of the big giants. It's just silly, right? I hope I do make sense. If I don't make sense, please go watch the movie. You will see what I mean, and hopefully it will make sense. So without further ado, let's see and let's hear from the citizens. Today's question is will President Cyril Ramaphosa resign from office? My take is, I do not know, but I do know one way or another that corruption does exist in this country, and it does exist way beyond our measures. Our eyes can never measure how much corruption is there, and our eyes can never see what's happening underneath those high positions. Even worse, how these kind of people have been employed for so long. Imagine like a regular citizen, if it was just a regular citizen. In fact, I have been reminded, there was this young lady who happened to find, in fact, excuse my language, excuse my English, sometimes I do suck. a lot. But without further ado, I hope you will understand that in South Africa, it's only, things they happen in a very, 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 very like stupid way, right? There was this young lady here who happened to have a staggering amount of figures in her bank account. Those figures were sent by none other than NSFAS again. Yesterday I was talking about NSFAS stealing money, giving it to dead people allegedly. But then fast forward during that year, of which I have forgotten, I'm gonna do more research. In fact, I'm gonna do a whole podcast on that young lady. Imagine you wake up in the morning, you are at rest, or you are studying in university or anywhere else in college, right? You don't have money, your family don't have means to support you to further your studies, right? And then boom, you wake up the next day, you have like a 14M sitting on your bank account just comfortably, waiting for you to spend, baby, waiting for you to spend. And guess what? Who wouldn't spend such an amount? You are starving. No, you are starving, right? You are starving. Your family is starving. Why? You are in poverty. You are a victim of poverty. And then you wake up in the morning, you happen to find a staggering amount, plus or minus 14 million rand, sitting pretty comfortably on your bank account, begging you to spend it. Who would deny a calling from the money? I, for myself, wouldn't deny it. I'm not saying I do promote crime. I do not know whether I should even call it a crime. Was it a crime? The young lady never stole no money. There was no money she stole. The money was sent straight onto her bank account. So, if you do know something called, or there's something called money laundering, right? Money laundering is often done by corrupt politicians almost everywhere in the world. We have seen that everywhere. Some they are doing it via shell companies, some they are doing it via corruption, some they are doing it, through other people's bank account. Congratulations, you have won yourself a staggering 14M South African rands. Yesterday I was poor, today I'm rich. How did I make my money? I don't know. The most important part is that I have the amount now, and I am wasting no time, baby. I'm spending the money. I'm spending the money. And so the lady did. She went on a shopping spree. Boom. She bought it. She bought that. She bought this. She bought that. And then by the time they found out that NSFAS has sent money on a wrong account, if you may say it was a wrong account. But I do suspect a foul play here, because how can, as an official working for years on that department, you've been working for years on the department, for years, number of years, and then you make such an error of just, spreading the money on somebody else's account. There's something fishy there. But as I've said, I'm just going through the story. But if you are interested, please do comment, and I will do the whole show about that young girl, from the university, and how can I say this? It seems like many more people have something to say. People that have many views, like I do have views for myself. I do have views, and I wonder if our beloved president could, volunteer and retire from the seat and let youth take over the seats. By the way, this is South Africa. I do not think a South Africa could perhaps allow just a young 30-year-old individual to run the country, or maybe even a 20-year-old to run a country due to high corruption. But we do wish to see a 20-year-old, maybe a 25 and a late 30 years, individual, female. In fact, we are tired of males. We are tired of seeing male presidents in South Africa. We do not want to see male president in South Africa. I do not want to see a male president in South Africa. Because these guys, these gentlemen, they are criminals, bunch of criminals. They always do crime. They do not care about anyone. They do not care about what is happening. They only do one thing: they steal money. They steal without being accounted, without facing the arm of law, no accountability, nothing. Nothing at all. So who are they taking us for? We are just nothing but fools, baby. We are nothing but fools. So we are fools, okay, we do agree we are fools. As South African citizens, we are fools. And if you do agree that we are fools, please, round of applause, because we are fools. Because we keep on putting the same people again and again and again and again on the same seats, knowing very well that these people, they're stealing our money. We work hard, very, very hard. In fact, let me tell you this. In South Africa, we are one of the biggest taxed people, South Africa is a one big ass motherfucker. We are paying tax like no other country. In fact, we are taxed like we are in the countries of Europe. Our taxes, they are so high that no African country can compete with that when it comes to tax, right? We are being taxed the fuck out. We are being taxed big money. We are being taxed like no other country in the world. We are being taxed like so high. The wages are going up, petrol is going up, inflation is going up, consumer spending, is becoming limited. And forgive me for speaking economics here. I'm just breaking things down, so that you can understand, right? The moment the tax goes up, that means one thing. It means inflation is going up, whether exponentially or what, we don't care. The point here is it is going up. And when the inflation goes up, food goes up as well. Petrol prices, they go up as well. Just like any other thing goes up. The cost of life goes up. If you have a baby today, then please be prepared that tomorrow you might be paying maybe more for Huggies, maybe for other brand of, what do you call this? For nappies. Yes, you're gonna be paying more than what you used to be paying the previous years when it comes to nappies and other things. It's not wrong to have a baby. Please, I do encourage, in fact, everyone, each and every household should have 5 or more babies here. We're trying to build a nation here. Have 5 or more babies here. Please, we want to build a strong nation. South African, you have to be proud of who you are. You have to be proud of who you are. This is South Africa. So, without drifting away from today's topic, the question is, will President Cyril Ramaphosa resign from the position? So, what are you saying? Let's hear from our South African citizens. What are they saying? What are their thoughts? What they think should happen, could happen, possibly, would, probably, let's see, and let's have our own. Let's have a few people here, and please, if you do find this topic interesting, please do comment and subscribe and rate this podcast show 5 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, and yeah, let's have the first opinion on the line. So we have our South African concerned citizen who happened to bump on this topic here. So the question is, kumele yini uCyril Ramaphosa ashenxe esikhundleni ngodaba lasephalaphala? Siyakhumbula ukuthi ephalaphala kwantshontshe imali eningi kabi imali ngo-2022, imali engango-580,000 ngaphansi kwasofa wakhe ephalaphala. So we have someone who has views. So uthini umbono wakho mfethu? Kumele or akumele? If kumele, why?
Akumele because kuba yazi angazi ukuthi nje lokhu ngibuza kodwa I don't know no gqama, I do not know. Kodwa mamibuza ukuthi kumele kodwa.
Okay, niyafisa ukubona uPresident Cyril Ramaphosa eshiya esikhundleni na?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes.
Ama-concerned citizen ase-South Africa ayavumelana noma ayaphikisana nombono ukuthi kumele uPresident Cyril Ramaphosa ashiye esikhundleni.
Yes, siyavumelana ukuthi uPresident Ramaphosa eshiye esikhundleni ngoba ayikho into akaseyenzile mayelana nephalaphala sakhe leyenzeka la.
Tulu, at least like as a collective, yabo.
Wait.
Awukugcina no, about three. No, just yes, pen or no, pen, just a big no. Niyafisa ukubona uPresident Cyril Ramaphosa eshiya esikhundleni na as a concerned citizen?
Yes.
Uyazizwela ke nawe mbukeli yes kumele ashiye uPresident esikhundleni. Ngiyabonga. Okay, wait a minute mfethu. Buka mfethu. La sinema concerned citizen ase ngengisho ndawo. Ase Pinetown. So how yeah. So okay, question today ithi uyavumelana nokuthi uPresident Cyril Ramaphosa kumele ashenxe esikhundleni ngenxa yalesa scandal sasephalaphala. Mawuvumelana yes, mawungavumelani no, akubalekile why? What is your opinion njenge concerned citizen?
Ngiphindela ngizwanga isingisi.
No, ngizulu.
Just say yes or no.
Umbuzo uthi sine phalaphala scandal esenzeka ngonyaka ka 2022. So sikhuluma nge phalaphala 2022, right? Angasayikhumbula imali ya Cyril Ramaphosa allegedly eyatholakala kephi? Ngaphansi kwasofa, the most expensive sofa kephi? Endaweni yakhe, endlini yakhe emakhaya. Okay, what is emakhaya makusekho namakhaya but farm. Okay, so your opinion yakho ithini njenge concerned citizen?
Aqhubeka ifaye phansi kwasofa. Ngiyavumelana naye.
So uyavumelana ukuthi ashanxe esikhundleni?
Cha.
Aw, you are confusing now.
Ngithi mina akaqhubeke esikhundleni.
Cause usiphi izinto.
Aye. So uyavumelana. Oh, in fact, this is another concerned citizen, right, from Pinetown, right, in South Africa. And so the question is, uyavumelana na nokuthi uPresident ashi esikhundleni na, given ukuthi kunodaba olungaphezulu kwakhe la ngo-2022 iphalaphala scandal? Yes or no? If no, why? Yes, why? What's your opinion?
Yes. As I say yes, kungcono upresident aqhubeke aphathe ukuze sizokwazi as thina ama-students sithole NSFAS abalo ama-grant bathola lo ama-grant abalo laba abe-disability baqhubeke bathole disability.
No. Cut. Buka. Liamali fethu yayingatshintshelanga wena nomndeni wakho. Yantshintshelwe yena nomndeni wakhe. Yayizwe leyo nto. So that's a different scenario, yabo. So la kuthini? Kumele aqhubeke noma kumele angaqhubeki?
Hayi kumele aqhubeke ngoba kuyena oqala otshontshayo baningi abayitshontshayo imali bengashiyi baqhubeke bayitshontshe naye akaqhubeke nje nami engithiwa bengithola lelo thuba bengizoyitshontsha.
Yeah, sonke besentshontsha vele. Besithole ithuba. So, as a collective, guys, as a collective. No. The question is, niyavumelana na? How? Okay, sengihleli nama concerned citizen manje. Ama concerned citizen athi wona asaphumi nje lePinetown, sasakhona lePinetown. So, i-question ithi niyavumelana na nokuthi uPresident Cyril Ramaphosa ashiye esikhundleni? Siyazi ukuthi why, because phela like i-EFF angithi ifake impeachment ngo-2022 and then inkantolo yayinqaba. So udaba lulapho kahle. So ama-concerned citizen athini wona? Niyavuma noma niyaphikisana nokuthi uCyril Ramaphosa aphume esikhundleni na?
Hayi mina ngiyavuma ukuthi aphume esikhundleni. uCyril Ramaphosa usetholakale namacala amaningi kule minyaka kade phethe.
Allegedly njalo.
Still ngiyavumelana, yes.
Okay, nansi ke enye i-concerned citizen engabe yona 18.
Mina ngiyavuma wona mfowethu amagebe ukuthi aphume ngoba manje nezidingo ngathini zezwe hayi ezinye zazo akazenzi okunalokho yena ugwinya imali yabo kube ziyaqala nje mfethu. For example ukwenza abantu izilima like ubaholela u350 yini u350 ungasebenzi ngabe uvula amathuba emisebenzi ngabe ayenzi yona le. Thank you, sit down.
Yeah, uzizwela ke nawe mbukeli njengoba ngine audience eAmerica. I am pretty sure that you did enjoy this podcast show tonight. So without further ado, good night. The podcast is dropping as early as 9 o'clock South African time. Please stay tuned. And tomorrow we're going to be talking more about feminism, and I'm going to be having a female guest. Please stay tuned. By 8 o'clock afternoon, the podcast will be live.